Success is rarely a matter of chance. It begins with a single powerful moment, the moment you make a decision. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest thinkers on success, once said, "The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. But even desire, powerful as it is, needs a vessel. That vessel is decision." Today we dive deep into the concept of decision, why it is the critical foundation of every success story, and how mastering the art of decision-making can transform your life. Think for a moment about the people you admire, the leaders, entrepreneurs, or even the artists who have reached the peak of their craft. What do they have in common? Beyond talent or luck, one trait stands out: their ability to decide and then act on that decision with unwavering commitment. Decision is far more than just choosing between options. It is the moment where intention solidifies into reality. It is the point where your mind commits fully, leaving no room for hesitation or second-guessing. When you make a true decision, you tell yourself and the universe that you are ready to take responsibility for your future. And this readiness sets the stage for action, perseverance, and ultimately success. Napoleon Hill wrote extensively about this because he observed a pattern repeated again and again among the most successful individuals. Those who hesitate, who delay, or procrastinate rarely achieve their highest potential. The difference between the dreamers and the achievers is their ability to commit fully through decisive action. But why does decision hold such power? Because it moves you from passive hope to active pursuit. It triggers your brain to focus all resources toward a goal, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It rewires your habits and identity over time, creating momentum that becomes unstoppable. This is why we say, decision is the starting point of all success. Without it, goals remain wishes. Without it, motivation fades quickly. Without it, action becomes inconsistent and directionless. Today, I want you to reflect deeply on the decisions you have made in your life so far. How many have been made with full commitment? How many have been clouded by doubt or postponed indefinitely? This video is an invitation to sharpen your ability to decide boldly and clearly, to learn not just how to choose, but how to commit and follow through, to understand the profound impact this single skill can have on your path to greatness. As we move forward, we will break down the anatomy of decision, what it is, what blocks it, and how to strengthen it. We will explore inspiring stories of those who made life-altering decisions that changed the world. And finally, we will equip you with practical tools to apply this knowledge immediately in your own life. Remember, every great journey begins with one step, and every great success begins with one decision. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and prepare yourself to unlock the power that lies in the art of decisive action. Now that we understand the critical importance of decision, let's take a closer look at what decision really is and what often prevents us from making the decisions that could change our lives. At its core, decision is a mental commitment, a definitive yes or no to a course of action. It is a declaration of intent that guides your choices and your energy. But too often our decisions are clouded by hesitation, doubt, and fear, and it's these invisible barriers that keep many from moving forward. Hesitation is a natural response. Our brains are wired to avoid uncertainty and risk, because from an evolutionary standpoint, the unknown could mean danger. When faced with big decisions, we instinctively weigh the potential for failure, rejection, or loss. This mental weighing can quickly turn into hesitation, a mental pause that can stretch from minutes into months or even years. Doubt is the shadow companion of hesitation. It whispers that maybe we're not ready, that we don't have what it takes, or that the decision might lead to disappointment. Doubt erodes confidence and can sabotage even the strongest intentions. Napoleon Hill was clear: hesitation is the enemy of success. In fact, he said, "Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. To break free from this, we need to develop the courage to make decisions quickly and firmly. But how do we do that, especially when the stakes feel high or the path ahead unclear? First, it starts with recognizing hesitation for what it is, a fear-based signal, not a valid reason to stall. Understanding that fear and doubt are normal human emotions allows you to face them without surrendering. Next, focus on your why. When you clearly remember why a decision matters, your purpose, your vision, the impact it will have, it becomes easier to overcome the noise of doubt. Your reason becomes a compass that cuts through the fog of uncertainty. A practical technique is to set a time limit for your decision. Decide that you will make your choice by a specific date and time, no exceptions. This removes the endless loop of analysis paralysis, where you endlessly gather more information, but never commit. As Napoleon Hill advised, decisions made promptly are powerful, delayed decisions are dangerous. Another useful strategy is to break large, intimidating decisions into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of committing to an overwhelming goal all at once, decide on the very next action you will take. This baby step approach creates momentum and builds confidence. Each small decision propels you forward, easing the fear of the bigger commitment. Also, learn to embrace imperfection. Many people hesitate because they feel they must have perfect knowledge or a flawless plan before deciding. This is an illusion. In reality, decision-making is an iterative process. You decide, act, learn, adjust, and decide again. Waiting for perfection often means waiting forever. To strengthen your decision-making muscle practice, self-questioning, ask yourself, what is the best decision I can make with the information I currently have, and what's the cost of not deciding now? These questions reframe the moment, encouraging action over delay. Remember, doubt will arise even after a decision is made. This is normal. What distinguishes successful people is their commitment to their decisions despite the doubts. They push through knowing that uncertainty is part of the journey, not a sign to quit. In summary, overcoming hesitation and doubt requires awareness, purpose, timely commitment, breaking down choices, and embracing imperfection. Decision is a skill, and like all skills, it improves with deliberate practice. As you practice making decisions with confidence, you train your brain to associate decisiveness with progress, empowerment, and results. Over time, this becomes your new identity, someone who decides firmly and moves forward without hesitation. So now ask yourself, what decision have I been avoiding? What step can I take today to commit fully to my vision? The power to change your life starts here, with the courage to decide. To truly understand the life-changing power of decision, it helps to look at the stories of those who transformed the world through their unwavering commitment to a single clear choice. History is filled with examples of people who made decisive choices that led to extraordinary achievements, not because they were lucky or perfect, but because they dared to decide and never turned back. Let's begin with one of the most iconic figures in American industrial history, Henry Ford. Henry Ford wasn't the first to invent the automobile, but his decision to revolutionize transportation by making affordable cars for the masses changed everything. When Ford announced his vision to build a car for every family, he faced immense skepticism and ridicule. Many said it was impossible to produce reliable, inexpensive cars on a large scale. Investors doubted, competitors mocked, and the market was uncertain. But Ford made a firm decision. He committed to this vision so completely that no external doubt could sway him. He invested in his ideas, streamlined production with the assembly line, and stayed the course despite setbacks. His clear decision not only transformed the automobile industry, but also reshaped American society and economy. Ford's story teaches us a vital lesson. Decision backed by conviction creates the foundation for innovation and breakthrough. It is the clarity of his choice, not the absence of challenges, that made success inevitable. Next, consider Thomas Edison, the man often called the greatest inventor in history. Edison's invention of the practical electric light bulb was not a simple moment of inspiration, but the result of relentless experimentation. It is famously said that Edison failed over 10,000 times before perfecting the bulb. But what made Edison different was his unshakable decision to succeed no matter the obstacles. Edison viewed every failure not as defeat, but as a step closer to success. His decision was anchored not in temporary motivation, but in a steadfast belief that he would find the solution. This belief fueled his persistence day after day. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset, a direct result of his decision to succeed, allowed him to endure and finally triumph. His story shows that decision is not a one-time event, but a continuous commitment, especially in the face of failure. Now look at Andrew Carnegie, a titan of the steel industry and one of the wealthiest men in history. Carnegie began as a poor immigrant, but made a decisive choice to climb the ladder of opportunity. He committed himself to mastering the steel business and building an empire. Carnegie's decision was so strong that he invested in himself, his knowledge, and his network relentlessly. More importantly, Carnegie demanded that those around him share his commitment. He understood that decision is contagious. It shapes not only individual destiny, but the culture and momentum of teams and organizations. Carnegie's story reminds us that decision coupled with strategic alliances magnifies power and accelerates achievement. Charles Schwab, another industrial leader, demonstrates the importance of deciding who you are before the world assigns a title. Schwab was not the smartest or the most educated in his field, but he decided to be a leader. He acted with the confidence of a president before he was officially one. His decisiveness and self-identity allowed him to rise rapidly. His example teaches us that decision shapes identity. When you decide to be something, a leader, a creator, an achiever, and act accordingly, the world begins to reflect that decision back to you. Finally, consider Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in American history. Lincoln faced crushing failures in business and multiple political defeats before becoming president. Yet his decision to serve the country and abolish slavery never wavered. Despite opposition, doubt, and a divided nation, Lincoln remained resolute. His story exemplifies that decision is also about enduring faith in a cause greater than oneself. When your decision is anchored in purpose and principle, it fuels strength even in the darkest times. These stories share common threads: clear, committed decisions, unwavering faith despite obstacles, and persistent action. They show that decision is not about luck or circumstance, but about the mindset you cultivate and the choices you enforce daily. When you decide firmly and act relentlessly, you align your mind, emotions, and actions toward your goal. You create a momentum that becomes unstoppable. Doubt and fear become background noise rather than barriers. The power of decision is that it transforms dreams into plans, plans into actions, and actions into results. It is the pivot point where you move from possibility to reality. So as you listen to these stories, reflect on your own life. What decisions have you made that shaped your journey? What decisions have you avoided that hold you back? Remember, the world's greatest achievers were not those who waited for certainty or perfect conditions. They were those who decided, committed, and acted no matter the odds. Their legacy invites you to harness the power of decision in your own life, to choose your path with clarity and to move forward with unshakable resolve. Understanding the power of decision is one thing. Applying it in your daily life is another. The real transformation begins when you take the principles of decisive action and integrate them into your personal choices, habits, and goals. Let's explore how you can make powerful decisions that move you forward, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth. Step 1. Clarify your true priorities. Before making any significant decision, it's essential to get clear on what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What vision do you have for your future? Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of having a definite major purpose, a guiding star that aligns every decision you make. Take time to reflect and write down your priorities. This clarity creates a natural filter for decisions. When faced with choices, ask yourself, does this move me closer to my highest goals? If the answer is no, it's easier to say no and keep your focus. Step 2. Gather information, but avoid analysis. Paralysis. Good decisions require information. Gather the facts, seek advice, and weigh options, but beware of overanalyzing. Too often people get stuck trying to find the perfect answer or waiting for more data. Napoleon Hill warned against endless analysis. Remember, decisions do not require perfection, only sufficient clarity. Trust that you can adapt as you go. Commit to acting once you have enough to move forward, even if some uncertainty remains. Step 3. Set deadlines for your decisions. One powerful habit to prevent procrastination is to set firm deadlines. Tell yourself, by this day and time, I will decide and commit. No exceptions. Deadlines create urgency and force your mind to prioritize. Without them, decisions float indefinitely, creating stress and stagnation. Step 4. Commit fully and plan your actions. Once you decide, commit fully. This means not just mentally agreeing, but also planning the practical steps. Break down your decision into actionable tasks. What can you do today, this week, this month? Napoleon Hill stressed the importance of persistence and sustained effort. Action fuels momentum. Without it, decision is just wishful thinking. Step 5. Face doubts and stay the course. After making a decision, it's natural to face doubts or second thoughts. The key is to anticipate these feelings and prepare strategies to manage them. Remind yourself of your purpose and the reasons behind your choice. Use affirmations or journaling to reinforce your commitment. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your vision. Remember, decision is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. Staying committed through challenges is what separates achievers from quitters. Applying decision in different areas of life, career and business. Are you hesitating to change jobs, start a business, or pursue a promotion? Use the decision framework. Clarify what you want. Research, set a deadline, commit, and take the first step. For example, if starting a business, decide the launch date, create a plan, and begin outreach or product development. Relationships. Decisions in relationships are deeply personal but equally important. Whether it's committing to a partnership, setting boundaries, or choosing to let go of toxic connections, clarity and decisiveness improve your emotional health and growth. Health and wellness. Deciding to adopt healthier habits requires commitment. Choose specific goals like exercising 3 times a week or changing your diet. Plan how you will implement these changes and track your progress. Personal growth and learning. Decide what skills or knowledge you want to develop. Enroll in courses, read books, or find mentors. Commit time daily or weekly and hold yourself accountable. Tools to support decision-making. Journaling. Write down your decision reasons and action plan. Reflect regularly to reinforce commitment. Accountability. Partner. Share your decision with someone who supports you and can check in on your progress. Visualization. Imagine the positive outcomes of your decision to motivate and focus your mind. Affirmations. Use statements like, I commit to my decision fully and take consistent action to strengthen resolve. Overcoming common obstacles. Fear of failure. Understand that failure is a learning step, not the end. Perfectionism. Accept that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Overwhelm. Break decisions into smaller steps to make them manageable. Distractions. Eliminate or reduce influences that pull you away from your commitment. Real-life example. Consider someone deciding to change careers. Initially overwhelmed by uncertainty, they clarify their passion for a new field, set a decision deadline, commit to a certification course, and schedule weekly study sessions. When doubts arise, they recall their purpose and stay focused, eventually making a successful transition. By consciously applying these steps, you transform the abstract power of decision into concrete, life-changing results. Your ability to decide clearly and act consistently becomes the foundation of your growth and achievement. Mastering decision-making is like developing a muscle. It requires regular exercise and intentional practice. The good news is that decision-making is a skill anyone can improve with the right habits and mindset. Let's dive into some practical exercises and advice designed to sharpen your ability to decide firmly and confidently. Exercise 1. Daily Decision Journal. Each day, write down one important decision you need to make. It can be big or small, from what project to focus on to a personal choice about your routine. Next to it, write down your reasons and what outcome you hope to achieve. At the end of the day, reflect: did you make the decision? What held you back? If not, what can you do differently tomorrow? This practice builds awareness and accountability. Over time, it trains your brain to prioritize and act decisively. Exercise 2. The no-option commitment. Choose a decision that you have been avoiding. Now mentally commit to burning the bridge, that is, remove any fallback options or excuses. For example, if you want to start exercising, decide you will do your workout at a set time and do not allow yourself to skip or make excuses. This method forces you into action because the option to retreat no longer exists. It builds resilience and focus. Exercise 3. Baby steps. Method. Big decisions can feel overwhelming. To counteract this, break your decision into small, manageable actions. For instance, if you want to write a book, your first baby step might be to write 200 words today. Commit to these small wins daily or weekly. Each success builds momentum and reduces fear. Exercise 4. Affirmation and visualization. Write a clear affirmation related to your decision. For example, I am committed to my business launch and take consistent daily steps toward success. Say it aloud each morning and evening. Combine this with visualization. Spend a few minutes imagining the successful completion of your decision. Feel the emotions and confidence as if it is already real. This repetition rewires your subconscious to support your decision. Exercise 5. Set decision deadlines and stick to them. Choose a time frame for your decisions, 24 hours, 3 days a week, and hold yourself to it strictly. When the deadline arrives, commit regardless of remaining doubts. This practice combats procrastination and trains you to trust your judgment. Practical advice to maintain decisiveness. Simplify choices. Too many options can lead to indecision. Limit your choices when possible. Trust your intuition. After gathering facts, listen to your gut feelings. They are often based on deep experience. Avoid perfectionism. Accept that no decision is flawless. Learn and adjust as you go. Learn from mistakes. Instead of fearing wrong decisions, view them as valuable lessons. Surround yourself with decisive people. Energy is contagious. Being around decisive, action-oriented individuals will inspire you. Celebrate decisions made, recognize and reward yourself for taking decisive steps, reinforcing positive behavior. Common pitfalls to watch for: overthinking. When you get stuck analyzing every possible outcome, step back and ask, what is the next best step right now? Fear of failure. Remind yourself that no decision is final. You can course correct. Seeking approval. Remember, ultimate responsibility for your decisions lies with you, not others. Ignoring small decisions. Everyday small choices shape your habits and identity. Don't underestimate their power. Tracking your progress. Create a simple tracking system, such as a spreadsheet or journal, to log decisions made, actions taken, and results observed. Review weekly to identify patterns, celebrate wins, and adjust strategies. This builds momentum and confidence as you see your decisiveness improving over time. With consistent practice of these exercises and embracing practical advice, decision-making will become natural and empowering. You will build a mindset where hesitation fades and confident action takes its place. This transformation not only opens doors to success, but also brings peace of mind, the certainty that you are steering your life with intention and clarity. As we reach the conclusion of this deep dive into the power of decision, it's important to pause and reflect on what we've uncovered. Decision is not merely a choice, it is the cornerstone of success. It transforms dreams into realities by igniting action focus and unwavering commitment. Without decision, even the greatest ambitions remain unfulfilled wishes. Through the stories of Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, Charles Schwab, and Abraham Lincoln, we've seen how decision shapes destinies. These individuals didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't let fear or doubt dictate their paths. They decided clearly, boldly, and without hesitation, and followed through relentlessly. In your own life, the same principle applies. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be often comes down to one question. What decision will you make today? It's natural to face fear and doubt. It's normal to want certainty before taking steps. But as we've explored, waiting for certainty can mean waiting forever. The key is to act decisively with the best information you have and adjust as you move forward. The exercises and tools shared earlier are your practical roadmap to build this skill. Daily journaling. No option commitments, baby steps, affirmations, and strict deadlines. These aren't just techniques. They are habits that cultivate a mindset of decisiveness. Imagine what your life would look like if you embraced this mindset fully. Imagine the momentum you would build, the doors that would open, the challenges you would overcome. Today is your invitation to begin. Decide to decide. Decide to commit to your goals and dreams with clarity and conviction. Write down one decision you've been postponing and make it right now. Remember, decision is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The more you commit, the clearer your path. The more you act, the closer you get to the success you envision. Before we end here, is a powerful affirmation to carry with you. I am a decisive person. I make clear choices and act with unwavering commitment. Every decision I make moves me closer to my highest potential. Speak it aloud. Let it resonate in your mind and body. Let it anchor you in times of doubt. Thank you for joining this journey into the art and science of decision-making. Your next step is yours to take, and it all begins with a single decision. Make that decision today. Commit to it fully, and watch how your life transforms.